Okay, this is part 6 of why Mitch McConnell is wrong. He said we don't tax too little. Of course that's false. I'm going to attack this from a different angle. I'm going to go back here to 1945. The income tax here had 24 different tax rates and brackets, all the way from 23% here all the way up to 94. And today, that was 2000, over 2000, 94 was over 2000 then, but in today's money that is 2,493,000. But this is the correct form of a graduating income tax. The rate here change about 3%. Each increase is about 3%. And the reason why this is a fair tax is because, well, first of all, let me say here, graduated income tax here would be a higher tax rate as your income here increases. On each level, the percentage would go up. And this is pretty consistent here, about 3% between each bracket. Now, a graduating tax is fair because your income or profit, the more you benefit, the bigger your income or profit, the more you profit from government services, such as security, national defense, education, healthcare. You have the Justice Department. You have weights and measurements. So when you go into a retailer, he doesn't cheat you. You have research. You have unemployment benefits. You have government subsidies to distressed industries. You have infrastructure building and repair. All of these services are to help you become healthy and prosperous. And those are paid for by taxpayers. So as your income goes up, you should help pay for those services. Another reason why the graduating tax here is fair is because the more people to help you to achieve this income and profit as your income goes up. And also you benefit more from the nation's resources. Exploitation, oil, natural gas, coal, agriculture, hydroelectric power, iron mining, etc. Okay, a person who makes 10 million, he doesn't make it alone. Part of it comes from these exploitation of natural resources, the labor force, and all these government services that provide you benefits, services, and protections. Okay. This is the correct form of graduated income tax. When we get over here to 1981, now the 24 brackets have been reduced to 16. And the top rate here is 70. Adjusted for inflation, that would be 70% on income over $531,898. Okay? This is just before Reagan, 1981. But we get over here to Reagan, and he reduces the income tax tables here to 2 by the time he is last year in office. There's only 2 now, 15 and 28. He cut off all the top rates, 9 of them. 32, the 37, the 43, the 49, the 54, the 59, the 64, the 68, and the 70, all of those have been eliminated. We only have 2 rates now. That's not enough to pay for government expenditures. Look at here, the spike in deficits. Now, you know something, the spike in deficit here, okay. In 1980, the year before Reagan took office here, the national debt was $909 billion. Well, in the last 30 years or more, well, that would be 32 years, it has risen up here all the way to close to $16 trillion. The primary cause of those is the Reagan here and the Bush tax cuts, because you can see here when Reagan here, how it shoots up, and then Clinton, it turns down, and then again Bush, it shoots up again. Okay, now, Reagan here, with his tax cuts on the wealthy, redistributed wealth upwards. There was a sizable income of the number of millionaires, decamillionaires, half-billionaires, and even billionaires during his time in office. In fact, the wealth of the 400 richest families here tripled, almost tripled, between 1981 and 89. Well, the number of people at the bottom that fell below the poverty line had increased. Now look at, I'm going to remind you of something that Eisenhower said back here in the 1950s. He says that deficit financing was the deceptively easy road. Well, we've been on the easy road since Reagan here. The easy road is borrowing money to pay for government expenditures rather than raising taxes. Okay. We have 2 tax rates here. We've gone from 24 to 16 down to 2. Now we're adding 1 here. We're adding 2 more here. Now we have 5. Now in 2011, Bush here added the 10%, so now we have 6. Now the top rate was 94, it was reduced to 70, now at the top is only 35. And the top, that's over income over 379,000. That's down from 2.4 million to half a million to under 400,000. Now there's something wrong with our tax code today. And here's what's wrong is, you see why here the bottom right here is 10%, then it increases to 15, and that's 5%. But it jumps here from 15 all the way to 25. That's a 10% increase. That hits middle class families the most with an income here of 69,000 to 139,000. And look here, when you get up here to the rich, there's a 2% increase from 33 to 35. That's an unfair tax. There should be at least one bracket in here of 20, 15, 20, or 2. Okay, I'm infuriated. President Barack Obama commissions Simpson Bowles to come up with a plan, a tax plan to reduce deficits. And guess what? They reduced the 6 brackets to 3. This is the plan of the Republican Party to strip off all the higher tax rates. 24, 16, 6, now we're down to 3. The next goal of the Republican Party is a flat tax, 1 rate. Now, this plan is a lousy plan. it was stacked with 5 or 6 Republicans who signed the Northwest no tax increase pledge. And what they did here on the bottom rate, they raised it from 10 to 12. But that's a big tax increase for our workers because they eliminated all deductions and credits except for 2. And look at here. They lowered the tax up here from 35 on the upper incomers to 28. That's where Reagan put it down here. And now there's no increase rate over 2012. Listen, you know, a part of the Northwest no tax increase pledge states if you eliminate loopholes or tax credits or deductions in a tax code, you've got to reduce the top income, reduce the income tax rate an equal amount. So, yes, they did eliminate some of these deductions. But look at here, they lowered the top income tax rate from 35 to 28. Now listen, I put a rejection sign on that. That's a lousy plan, even though it has some good parts. Now, if they could have got this through Congress, 3 tax rates, the next goal would have been a flat tax. Now, the reason why a flat tax is not a fair tax is because as your income increases, it's easier for you to pay that tax. As your income decreases, it becomes harder for you to pay that tax. So, that's an unfair tax. Okay. Now up here, I have the name Diamond Saez, and that's right. I'll explain to you what that means. Peter Diamond is a professor of economics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge. And Emmanuel Saez is a professor of economics at the University of California at Berkeley. And here's what they said. We have the answer. 76%, that is right. That is the rate that will cut the deficit the fastest. Not 28%, that's ridiculous. You have to restore progressivity to the income tax, restore these rates that Reagan removed here. That's how we reduced the debt here from World War II, the Korean War, down by these higher rates. Okay, I'm going to quote you another economist, excuse me. His name is Dave Johnson. He says 14 ways a 90% top rate fixes our economy. Well, that puts us right back here to where Eisenhower was. He says if a person makes $1 billion, he still gets to keep 100 billion. Well, that's fair because with the nation's natural resources, all the government services and the workforce contribute to $1 billion is more than a single individual. So, but the way the tax code is stated right now, the individual takes 85% and he gives 15% to the government, which is way out of balance. Okay. If we don't reduce this deficit right here, or reverse this trend, we're on the road here to Greece. And the only way we can do that is 2 things. We've got to control spending and also raise taxes. So, oh, excuse me. I forgot where I was at. Oh, I almost finished. This is part 6. Was that part 6? I will finish here in part 7.